motion. So he made windmills, he made little boats, he flew kites that supposedly affrighted the locals. He tied candles to them and they were put up and they thought that they were comets.
But from the start, there was another side of Isaac Newton. His father died before he was born, and when he was just 3 years old, his mother remarried and moved away, leaving young Isaac behind with his grandparents. Newton later confessed to such rage that he wanted to burn his mother and stepfather in their house. And by the time he left home for Cambridge University, Newton had lived through 2 decades of violent political and social turmoil. The bloody Civil War, the beheading of the king, and the restoration of the monarchy under Charles II in 1660. At Cambridge, Newton buried himself in his studies.
Truth is the offspring of silence and unbroken meditation.
He didn't go anywhere. I mean, he rarely traveled. He never went to the continent. He was that insular. I mean, he stayed in his rooms. He worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, and he pushed himself, drove himself. He had a library of his own that had about 1,600 or 1,800 volumes, but it was very much a world that came to him through printed matter or through manuscripts from others.
The decadent atmosphere of Cambridge was something the reclusive young Newton wanted no part of.
It was a time, particularly after the restoration of Charles II, it was a time of great fun and frolicking, and I think Newton would have been dismayed by many of the antics of his fellow students, drinking, going after bad young women in local villages.
To resist temptation, Newton drew up a plan that he'd stick to for the rest of his life.
The way to chastity is not to struggle directly with incontinence, of course.